Hey everybody.
What up?
Got another request from a subscriber. Saw the wheelie video. They wanted, and if you haven't seen the wheelie video, check it out. Go to my channel there. There's a wheelie tutorial using the Honda CRF250F. But this person, they wanted me to do a little bit more in-depth review or talk on this bike in particular. Specifically want to know about the cockpit. I don't know exactly what that means, but this is the cockpit area of the bike. So I modified this bike to be better for enduros, family enduros in particular. I have ridden in one family enduro now, and I'll make a video of that ride. But yeah, cockpit wise, I mean, I'm still running the factory seat, which seems sufficient for me. I'm not too picky. Nylon straps on the seat there. It doesn't really interfere with you, but it gives you something to grab onto if you need to drag the bike around. Did the same on the front. And then obviously there are different bars on this. These are a CR bend Renthal. Bars that come on these are junk. They're just there to hold controls. And then we've put dual sport kit on this bike, so it's got all the tail light and blinkers. There's a Rocky Mountain dual sport kit, and then we've got the it's called Thumper Jockey headlights. Just it's very bright. They mount on the bars, so it keeps your number plate clean. But nice set of headlights. And then yeah, of course, the dual sport kit with the controls and then the mirror to be legal. And then also I've got the Enduro Engineering handguards. I run this on my Husaberg, and they've been good. Other than that, that's kind of the cockpit area. I'm 5'8". The bike feels fine. I can stand on the ground pretty much flat-footed. We've also modified the suspension on this bike. It's got the BBR springs with the Race Tech cartridge emulators in it. And then we did have the BBR spring in the back. I rode that at the Enduro. I didn't particularly care for it. It's too much spring for this damper. You really need to go the route of getting a whole new damper, Race Tech damper. So I ended up going back to the stock spring, but I feel like it's better, and the damper and the spring are more suited to one another with it just preloaded up. To match then the heavier BBR springs in the back, you know, unless you want to spend the $800 on the Race Tech damper, which may be in this bike's future. But for now, I think that's better. We'll have to do an enduro on it and see if, you know, long-term riding, but just riding around the house, doing jumps, it jumps more level. The back end's more controlled, doesn't buck like that BBR spring. While it would hold it up and had good bottoming, it was causing the bike to kick on any short jump, which is like erosion barriers and things like that. It was a little unnerving, and then with that back end just being so loose in rough terrain, it was really beating me up. But yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's, as you can see, it's thin. You know, it doesn't have the radiators. Feels kind of like a big pit bike, but if you are riding it for a long period of time, you start to feel the bike's weight, and then the lack of power. You know, when you need to wheelie over something, you're using a little more energy than if you've got the bigger bike like the big two-stroke that I usually ride. You just a little clutch and that thing just wheelies right over anything. Where this one, I noticed during the enduro, I had to use a little more body English, or even just kind of rely on the suspension, which with that BBR spring and the cartridge up front, it does pretty good. It has the tubeless system, front and rear. If you're not familiar with tubeless, it's basically an inner tube, a small high pressure inner tube inside of the tire that then lets you run no tube for the outer tire. So if you get holes, you can plug them, but mostly what it gets you is the ability to run extremely low pressures, and especially in your rear tire. That's critical for enduros, for traction and comfort. And I was using that during the enduro, so I think that was really helping me out a lot. We have it on the front as well, And these are aftermarket tires. This bike has a different tire than what I ran in the Enduro. I was running the Enduro, or the Dunlop AT81 rear, and the 83 or whatever, the equivalent front Dunlop for that race. This bike, we're running something a little bit different. We're doing a Tusk Talon hybrid. It is a sticky tire, a gummy tire. So we're gonna try that, but it's way cheaper, like a $60-some tire versus that $150 Dunlop. But I run Dunlop on my 2-stroke and I like it. But we're gonna give the Rocky Mountain tire a go, and then their front tire as well. This isn't a gummy tire, but it is a little bit wider tire up front. So, and then of course the protection. We were getting that from CRFs only. I think it's Moto Hybrid or Hyperlight Moto guards on the front. But that pretty much covers it. We'll go ahead and I'll throw you on my helmet. We'll run around the house. I'll try and talk while I'm riding, and we'll mix all that together. And hopefully that's satisfactory. So thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Power-wise, smooth, linear, controllable power. But she's definitely no race bike. As far as a moto bike or something like that, if that's what you're used to. If you ride a moto bike and then get on this, you'll just about go over the bars leaning into it. Oh, and I forgot to, I don't know if I said it, forgot to say it, but the tires that come on this thing, stock, they're a Pirelli Scorpion. They're medium hard, and in my opinion, they're pretty much junk. We did not like them at all. They load up, don't shed mud, they don't really grip, spin on anything hard. It's not good. Pretty comfortable. Dang, you're not gonna piss your neighbors off too much. Quiet. And yeah, you can just tractor around, no problem. This is on a good bike track or a little medium track like I got here, backyard track. This is tame, controllable, and low maintenance.
That was close.
You just ride it hard, put it away, don't worry about it. Change oil once every 20-30 hours. It's no problem. Cross the lawn there. Tire gripped up good. There, you kind of clutch that front end up. It's sufficient, but it won't power it up like that. Yes, nice and torquey and forgivable. It's not like the moto bikes where it wants to flame out when you let it down. You can really clutch it. good. You clutch it up. Little wheelie. Pretty controllable. I have found that the tire switch helped to make the wheelies much easier to control. I don't know what it was about that Pirelli, but it did not like it. We'll do here is a first gear wheelie. Try it second. Really pushing that one. That one felt good.
He's good.
Had to get warmed up a little. Anyway, that is the 250F. I don't know. Top speed, I guess, around 55. We can go top speed real quick, I guess. Maybe. See if we can hit it. There we go. I don't know. Probably almost 60. We had a little more. We were on pavement, maybe. We might hit 65. That's the 2023 CRF 250F. With some mods. Like I say, I'm 5'8", about 170 pounds. And yeah, the stock one was way too soft for aggressive driving, but cruising trails, the thing probably would have is mint. Like, super comfortable if you're gonna ride just like Hatfield McCoy, like the easy trails, green trails, blue trails, all day. And you can probably do the single track, you know, because you're not being super aggressive or anything, but if you're going to do enduro and try and go at a brisk pace, you're going to outrun that suspension pretty quick, even at my weight. Big guys, you're going to really run it out. BBR front springs and Race Tech cartridges have been good. Still trying to figure out what to do on the back other than just preload it up. Maybe that Race Tech shock, but I'm going to have to pull out the checkbook. So anyway, all right, thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.